Hello, I'm the Greek Geek because I'm 50% Greek and 100% a geek. Reviewing my first My Hero Academia movie. I missed this movie when it first came out a few years ago. I was a bit worried in seeing it because I am such a huge fan of My Hero Academia, and anime movies that are made from popular anime TV shows tend to be a bit hit or miss for me, but I must say I was pleasantly surprised and really enjoyed this one. Set in between seasons 1 and 2, All Might is invited to an island called Island and brings Izuku Midoriya with him, and he meets up with his old friend David Shield and meets his daughter Melissa as well. Meanwhile, a group of terrorists attack the island and try and steal David's technology and inventions. I like seeing All Might and Izuku spending a lot more time together, having the whole teacher and student dynamic going, them interacting more, having a bit more banter between each other, discussing things. I enjoyed that. A lot of the Class 1A students get mostly cameos, not all of them. Some of them do have more of a role to play in the greater plot and trying to defeat the villains and things that happen in the movie, but a lot of the other ones are more pushed back to the side and just appear for a little while. Not a huge complaint, it's a huge cast of characters and trying to shove them all in would be very difficult. Or so I thought until I saw Heroes Rising. So we get all the popular ones in here. We get Bakugo, Yarazu, Uraraka, Ida, and Todoroki. They're all in it a lot more, so the more popular characters get a lot more screen time. I liked the two new characters, David and Melissa. I liked seeing All Might talking with an old friend and discussing the old days when he was in America studying and being a hero over there and what he was like when he was a lot younger. There is kind of a love interest kind of dynamic between Midoriya and Melissa. I'm not really sure if that really is a thing. It's kind of dropped pretty quickly. Like, it started off like Uraraka might have another person yet to be jealous about that is interested in Midoriya, but that kind of just fizzles out and it's pretty much dropped before halfway into the movie. Oh yeah, the villains in this movie. Wolfram is just a discount Magneto in my opinion. He controls metal and he is not even that interesting. One of my biggest problems with this movie is the lack of stakes. Now, it's not the movie's problem because we know that everything is going to turn out fine. Everyone's not going to die. No one's going to lose their powers or anything like that. So it's not the movie's fault, but we know that everything is going to be okay in the end. The villains never seem to be that big of a threat. They just show up and start wreaking havoc, and they even manage to apprehend All Might for a bit, just restrain him for a bit, which I didn't believe for 1 second the way they did it. I'll get into that later. And I had never had any doubt that our heroes would be able to win. And I just wanted to mention as well that there are some flashbacks to earlier in the movie. I swear it's not even halfway or 3/4 through the movie and they flash back to something that already happened towards the start of the movie, and I know, I get it, I saw that not long ago. I really enjoyed the fight scenes in this movie. Very crisp animation, looks really good. It was good seeing everybody use their powers to get through kind of different stages in the movie. Just whatever obstacles were in their way, someone had the ability to get through that obstacle. Enjoyed seeing that, seeing our heroes play their different parts. And I really, really, really loved seeing All Might and Midoriya fighting together. We haven't seen that, not fighting together really, in any of the anime TV show, but seeing it in the movie, I really enjoyed it. And when All Might was restrained, I didn't buy that for one bit. He just had these little metal, I don't even know what they were, these little hoop things around him that managed to restrain him. Just like, he surely could easily get out of that with barely any trouble at all. And I didn't believe that for 1 second. And I think that Wolfram had the potential to be a lot more interesting. Like, he's a powerful villain that controls metal, and he is associated with All For One. And All For One gave him multiple quirks, but he doesn't really use multiple quirks. During the final fight scene, he makes like a metal gigantic body to fight All Might and Deku, but he doesn't really have any other powers. He has super strength when All Might tries to punch him, and he's like, oh, you've got super strength too, you've got more than one quirk. But that was it, and he's still boring. And it's nice to see that before Izuku actually develops his shoot style, that Melissa gives him a gauntlet that allows him to use his punches to their full extent without damaging himself too much again. So it was nice to have that foresight to, oh yeah, this takes place before he uses his shoot style, but he needs to be able to punch at his full power to defeat this villain Wolfram. Animation, as I said before, it is really good animation. I always appreciate the upgrade of anime movies compared to the TV shows. Not saying that it's bad in the TV show, but just seeing that jump in animation quality is always nice to see. And the final fight with Wolfram powering up and making that metallic body out of everything, I thought that was a great visual and looked really great. Everyone else using their powers and everything looks great as well. But there are some scenes where it's further back from the characters and the characters' faces aren't animated. Kind of took me out of it a bit. Like, I know a lot of animes do that, and I'm not really sure why, budgeting restraints or just being lazy and don't have to animate the faces when it's far away, but it just takes me out of it. I'm like, put the face on the dude, please. You'll enjoy it more the more you know about the My Hero Academia world. If you've watched all the seasons leading up to this, you know what's already going on, everyone's powers and all that, so it won't get too confusing for you. So, but if you're just looking to just to watch the My Hero Academia movie without seeing the TV show anime series at all, then you're definitely not going to get as much out of it. And as always, thank you for listening to me ramble on about a movie for a few minutes. I do appreciate it. Thank you again, and I'll catch you next time.